Good day, everybody, and welcome to the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am the voice of reason. So, I'm going to take another look at this video on what is occurring inside of Ethiopia. So, from news reports that we are getting, specifically what is happening in the Tigray province, two things appear to be occurring. One is the autocratic dictator Afwerki, the leader of the North Korea of the Horn of Africa, has effectively taken control of the Tigray province, or large portions of it. So the question is, what is the intent of Eritrea? Is the goal to subjugate Tigray and make it part of Eritrea? Possibly. There are more reports as we speak today of thousands of additional Eritrean forces being moved into the capital of Tigray, the capital of Mekelle. So why? Why is Eritrea moving additional forces into Tigray when the world has demanded that Eritrean forces withdraw themselves from Tigray and Ethiopia? Well, it would absolutely appear that an agreement with the Addis Ababa based government and its leader, Abiy Ahmed, reached an agreement with the autocratic dictator Afwerki to do a land exchange. Well, not really a land exchange. Basically, Ethiopia would concede territory, meaning the Tigray province, to Eritrea. At the same time, the Addis Ababa-based government of Abiy Ahmed, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, now looks for a possible two-front war with the nation-state of Sudan over ongoing border conflicts. Ethiopia has moved troops and equipment to its border with Sudan, as has the Sudan. So we have moved very quickly, if you are Ethiopia, from a leader who won the Nobel Peace Prize to a leader who is orchestrating a two-front war, one against his own people in Tigray, and then quite possibly, secondly, looking for a land grab in the Sudan. It's given the poverty that exists in Ethiopia, given where Ethiopia was in the early 90s and 80s, it's hard to imagine that we would see Ethiopia conducting wars of aggression, be it against its own people or the Sudan. If you have land claims against Sudan and want to prosecute those land claims, well, it would seem reasonable that you would do that when circumstances allow it. And while you are in what is effectively a civil war with the Tigray population, while at the same time you have thousands of Eritrean troops pouring into your country, looking to quite possibly seize large amounts of it, that you would then not decide to take additional measures to create more conflict, such as any sort of conflict with Sudan. And I really don't think that is a conflict that Ethiopia can win, considering the backing that the Sudan has with Egypt. And Egypt is incredibly concerned about the Grand Renaissance Dam. When you look at Egypt, it has a massive population. It is somewhat of a autocratic, semi-military dictatorship, a secular autocratic military dictatorship. And inside of Egypt, there is a significant portion of the population that gravitates towards the Muslim Brotherhood and would love to see an Islamic State inside of Egypt. And any civil upheaval that would occur from the issues that the dam could create in terms of agriculture issues and the ability of Egypt to feed its population would be incredibly destructive to the regime currently in power inside of Egypt. And again, if you just look at the population density of Egypt here on my map, it is incredible. It goes on and on and on in terms of population density. Look at that, folks. That's why Egypt is concerned about the Grand Renaissance Dam, because that Grand Renaissance Dam could then cause, again, civil upheaval in which a large portion of the Egyptian population lives at poverty levels and would probably be accepting of a Islamic Brotherhood government coming into power. So this is an incredibly complex situation in which I can only fathom that the reason Abiy Ahmed is looking to prosecute these conflicts is to institute some sort of War Powers Act, some sort of national emergency act that would eliminate any sort of democratic process within his country. If he could say, hey, we are in a war, we are in conflict with Sudan, and we have this internal enemy in Tigray, then we cannot have a valid democracy. We cannot move forward with elections. And he slowly starts to, and when I mean he, Abiy Ahmed is now adopting many of the tactics that Afwerki has utilized. So in a very strange dichotomy, you could see Ethiopia becoming more like Eritrea in terms of loss of democratic values, democratic processes. It would just all disappear, and Abiy Ahmed would then become the big strong man in Ethiopia. And you would then have quite possibly Eritrea controlling Tigray, and who knows where it goes from there.